Hello, my dear friends. Today, we're stepping beyond the bright lights and scripted drama of WWE to explore the real chaos, backstage controversies. While some wrestlers are legends in the ring, others are legends for ticking off their coworkers. From massive egos to accidental injuries, looking at you, Mabel, these superstars have built reputations that made fellow wrestlers, and sometimes WWE itself, say, yeah, we're good. So, grab your popcorn as we count down 10 WWE wrestlers who were more feared backstage than in the ring. Spoiler alert, some of these guys were better at making enemies than winning titles. Number 10. Mabel, aka Viscera, aka Big Daddy V, was basically WWE's version of a wrecking ball, except he wasn't supposed to be demolishing people. At over 500 pounds, his finishing move should have been called the career ender. Just ask The Undertaker, who got his face rearranged, or Diesel, who probably woke up wondering if he'd been hit by a truck. WWE eventually realized that while Mabel was big, his list of injured opponents was getting even bigger. So, they handed him a pink slip before the entire main event roster needed medical leave. Lesson learned, wrestling is not bumper cars, especially when you're the size of one. Number 9. CM Punk. CM Punk is like that one guy at work who says exactly what's on his mind, whether you like it or not. His honesty earned him respect from fans but also a VIP pass to backstage drama. In 2014, he pulled the ultimate "I quit" by walking out of WWE faster than a bad Tinder date, leaving Vince McMahon scratching his head. Fast forward to AEW, and Punk was back at it, turning press conferences into roast sessions and locker rooms into UFC tryouts. Love him or hate him, one thing's for sure, wherever Punk goes, controversy follows like his personal hype man. Number 8. Triple H. Triple H wasn't just playing the game, he was winning it backstage too. In his early career, he went from up-and-coming star to future boss faster than you can say pedigree, thanks to his real-life relationship with Stephanie McMahon. Suddenly, he was climbing the WWE ladder, and not just the one in TLC matches. Some wrestlers saw him as the ultimate backstage power player, influencing booking decisions like a chess grandmaster, except the king was always him. While it caused plenty of friction, you've got to admit, the guy played his cards right. And now? He's running the whole show. Talk about long-term booking. Number 7. Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore had the gift of gab, but backstage? He had the gift of getting on everyone's nerves. From bringing unauthorized guests backstage like it was his personal VIP lounge to rubbing the entire locker room the wrong way, Enzo made more enemies than friends. His antics got so bad that his own peers reportedly kicked him off the tour bus, which is basically WWE's version of "we can't sit with you." Eventually, WWE had enough and showed him the exit. Moral of the story? No matter how good your mic skills are, if nobody backstage likes you, you're getting the boot. Number 6. Randy Orton. Randy Orton wasn't just the legend killer, he was also the patience killer backstage. Early in his career, he had a talent for causing chaos, pulling pranks that went from funny to fireable offenses real quick. From messing with wrestlers' belongings to having attitude issues, young Orton treated the locker room like his personal playground. His antics earned him plenty of backstage heat, but let's be honest, when you're that good in the ring, WWE gives you a few extra chances. Luckily, Orton grew out of his wild phase and became a true locker room leader. But back then? He was basically HR's worst nightmare. Number 5. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar isn't just the beast incarnate, he's also the part-timer supreme. While full-time wrestlers were grinding week after week, Brock was out hunting, farming, or just chilling until WWE called him for a title match. Naturally, this didn't sit well with the locker room, who saw him as the guy who showed up, wrecked everything, and then disappeared like a wrestling Bigfoot. To make things spicier, Brock's real-life confrontations only added to his "don't mess with me" reputation. Whether in the ring or backstage, if Brock had a problem with you, well, good luck. Bottom line? He works when he wants, fights who he wants. Number 4. JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield. JBL wasn't just a wrestling loudmouth, he was WWE's resident locker room bully. If there was a Hall of Fame for backstage troublemakers, he'd be a first-ballot inductee. Countless wrestlers have shared stories of his tough love, which usually involves intimidation, pranks, or just straight-up being a jerk. From making rookies' lives miserable to even messing with seasoned pros, JBL had a reputation for pushing buttons, sometimes literally. While some saw it as old-school locker room culture, others saw it as HR's worst nightmare. Either way, if JBL was around, you knew someone was getting messed with, and it probably wasn't him. Number 3. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan didn't just say, "Whatcha gonna do, brother?" He also said, "Whatcha gonna book, brother," and made sure it always benefited him. Known for flexing his creative control as much as his 24-inch pythons, Hogan had a reputation for protecting his image at all costs. Want to beat Hogan clean? Not happening, brother. Want to push a new star? Only if it doesn't hurt Hulkamania. Whether in WWE or WCW, he made sure he stayed on top longer than a WrestleMania main event. Bottom line? If there was a backstage power struggle, Hogan was probably posing right in the middle of it. Number 2. The Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior wasn't just running to the ring, he was running WWE's patience thin. Known for his high-energy entrances and even higher demands, Warrior had a habit of making backstage life as intense as his promos. Refusing to lose? Check. Demanding immediate payment before performing? Check. Making Vince McMahon consider yoga for stress relief? Probably. Warrior was the kind of guy who didn't just march to the beat of his own drum, he drop-kicked the drum and made WWE buy a new one. While his in-ring presence was legendary, his backstage reputation was just as wild, but for very different reasons. Number 1. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels in the mid-90s wasn't just the heartbreak kid, he was the headache kid for WWE management. With his infamous clique running wild and his backstage ego matching his in-ring swagger, HBK was basically the cool kid who knew he was cool, and made sure everyone else did too. From real fights with Bret Hart to influencing booking decisions like a wrestling puppet master, Shawn had more backstage power than some actual bosses. While his in-ring talent was undeniable, working with him back then was like trying to wrestle a tornado, unpredictable, intense, and likely to cause drama. Thank you friends and my dear family. If you like this video please like and share your funny comments.